Hello everybody and welcome to an interesting new series that I've decided to bring to the channel, and that is Community Playdate. What I'm looking toward is the Community Playdate that's going to be coming up at my 10,000 subscriber mark, and as we draw closer, I'm looking at more and more at some free-to-play games that I can play with everybody, that we can play on the stream. Now, of course, the stream for the Community Playdate is going to take over a long period of time, so I plan on playing multiple games. So I figured I'd show some of the games I plan on playing, let you guys sign up for them and get them installed, and then when that day rolls around, you won't have to worry about floundering. Now, one of the games I thought about playing, even before this, was a game called Neverwinter. It's a free-to-play MMO, set in the world of Faerun, which is a D&D, or Dungeons & Dragons, for those who don't know, campaign setting. It's a fantasy world where you get to play a hero and kill things, essentially. Unlike a lot of MMOs, Neverwinter focuses on combat and loot. It's very Diablo-esque in that, which is a real big selling point for me, because when I initially saw Neverwinter, I didn't think it was going to be as combat action as it ended up being. I thought it was going to be a really shitty MMO, free-to-play, that I just didn't care about, like a lot of other free-to-play MMOs. But when I checked it out and did a little bit of research when I started looking for games like it, or games that I could play with others, I was surprised to find that it is very much a Diablo-esque game, and its pay-to-win model is...
damaging one melee range enemy.
Yeah, I know that already. And it's pay to... Okay, relax, buddy. I know how to play. I just started a new character show off. But anyway, I was surprised to find that it was actually... its pay-to-win model is relatively minimal, and I enjoy the game a great deal without dropping a dime. What it seems to be is that a lot of the money stuff is convenience. And something I really like is that players themselves can create their own dungeons and their own experiences if they wanted to. If I get to the creators tools, which exist, and I knew what I was doing, I could create a dungeon that we could all play, which I might end up doing, so keep that in mind. So I've created a quick rogue named Mathis, and I'm going to be going through some of the beginner parts of the game, explaining the gameplay, what I like, what I don't like, because nothing is perfect, and kind of talk about that a little bit. So right now our beginning quest is to go up and heal some people. The combat, as you can see at the bottom, maintains a left click, which is your main attack, a right click, which will be a more powerful attack, and some QER abilities. That'll be special attacks, as well as some dailies that you're going to get later on. It kind of lends itself very Diablo style. Oh, I got a critical strike there. That's pretty cool. It's very Diablo style, and it's very click-oriented and click-heavy. And I like that, especially since Diablo 3 was relatively minimalistic. It does make the game feel a lot more interactive. It's not... One of the things that it doesn't do is feel like an MMO. We're going to go ahead and click and F to give him first aid. It doesn't feel like an MMO because the world is very instanced. It is very much about getting some friends together and going and running some dungeons and getting some loot and being done with it, or getting some money and being done with it, which I think makes for great pick up and play and ability, because... You know, for a game that I want to play with viewers, this is literally maybe 45 seconds after the initial cutscene, you know, if you just started playing right away. So there wouldn't be a huge tutorial or a huge learning curve. I would make a brand new character to play with everybody, and we could all get together and have a huge D&D kind of adventure and play. If, you know, dungeons only allow a certain amount of players, we'd cycle out the players, other players could play with each other, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun for all of us to make some heroes and some companions and just have a cool D&D adventure for a couple hours during the Community Playdate. Now, the game does feel a little bit on the stiffer side. It is not phenomenal, though the animations look really good, but it's made up for the fact that the combat is so interactive. It allows that stiffness is kind of almost forgiven ever so slightly, and the action looks and feels good. Clicking is responsive. There isn't a whole lot of delay at all, especially with a really good internet, and it allows for a very visceral feeling. So we're going to go through here and just play a little bit. I'm going to have some fun. One of my favorite classes to play is the Mage. The Mage looks badass, but the Rogue is a class that I personally enjoy in Dungeons & Dragons. I don't know if you guys know, but I do play a lot of Dungeons & Dragons. And if you ever played and like Neverwinter Nights or anything, then you kind of know the world a little bit. It takes place in the same world, Faerun. Faerun is a huge world, and it's kind of funny that a lot of these D&D games kind of focus on like cities like Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate. Just because in D&D lore, at least in 3.5 lore, which is the only good lore, D&D, those cities of Neverwinter and the cities of, you know, Baldur's Gate are generally not all that exciting. There's not a whole lot going on. There's honestly not a whole lot going on at all in those cities. There's a couple of fantastic things that happen around them or underneath them if you want to get specific. But generally speaking, there's not that much special about them. Not like some of the more magical cities. Now, I believe this takes place in 4.0. You've earned new unlocks. So here we go. Yes.
May also offer important quests.
Alright, so we're going to hit you. We'll go to the leveling thing. We're going to get new at-will powers, Cloud of Steel. So my left and right click are at-will powers. What this does, if I don't actually know what it does, 'cause I haven't played a rogue yet, is a distracting flourish of your blades deals damage to your target. How exciting. There is going to be a talent system where you do put in points. We don't have any points available to spend, but you can make certain abilities better. The talent tree is relatively basic. It doesn't take a whole lot to understand, and the whole level cap is 50. So there's a whole bunch of leveling going on here. We're going to go ahead and dismiss this. So we have a new at-will power that I think is potentially costs 8 mana. We'll worry about that after. We'll talk to this guy.
We were lucky to drive Valindra's force.
There is some voice acting in the game, which is pretty cool. So we're going to complete this, get some money, and get some bonus experience. Broken Arrow. I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. Private is trying to drive them off to the Archers. I will accept.
Red Wizard allies are still harassing us.
The Red Wizards of Thay? If you play D&D, you know what it is. So like I said, the world isn't all that huge. It's actually quite focused on how it works. Oh, shut up. It's actually quite focused. Alright, so it's a ranged attack. So we're going to look at him and we can just... Oh, it's a channeled spell. So we can actually go ahead and... it has a cooldown of 8 seconds, it looks like. We're going to collect these arrows. And we can just hold down the right button and just throw a bunch of blades at him. That's kind of a cool attack. Again, whoop, this is the Draco Lich that attacked the city and basically decimated it. And a Draco Lich is basically an undead dragon. I'll answer your questions, but do not break my concentration. Ah, Typeling. Yeah, it's under her control when she attacked. My friends were helping me. What are you doing now? Good luck. I don't really care. So, the world that this takes place in is not the 3.5 world. It is actually a 4.0 world, which is, I don't want to say unfortunate. I don't like the 4.0 world for the D&D pen and paper RPG, but it makes sense for a video game. 4.0 came out at a time where World of Warcraft was at its height, and it wanted to try and bring its, I feel, the mass appeal of D&D to the forefront, and I think that's what they tried to do with the 4.0 world, because the 4.0 world was very focused. It was very video game-like. The depth that 3.5 brought, and still maintains if you play Pathfinder, it was long gone, which is unfortunate. But if for a video game, it works exceptionally well. I think it's an excellent world for a video game. So that's fine. I don't mind seeing the 4.0 world in video game form. As far as graphically, the game is actually very bright and very colorful. It actually matches the kind of aesthetic that they were using for a lot of the art in 4.0. I need to go this way, actually. If I hold shift, above that little D20 at the bottom, by the way, you have your stamina bar. If you hold down shift, you can do kind of these little dodging maneuvers. There is a lot of active combat in this game. What is this? Pile of respite. We're going to pick it up. There is a lot of active dodging in this game and active combat, so dodging is absolutely necessary. So you can do a little dodging like that. Still feels a little bit stiff, but it's not terrible. We're just going to throw a million daggers at him. Nice little ragdoll physics. I do like that a lot. It's going to throw a million daggers at him, and he goes flying back. Like it a whole bunch. It's weird playing a DPS class in a game like this, or at least in any MMO, because I'm typically playing the tank, but I accept it. Where am I supposed to be going? Over here? Just kind of throw all this. There's a whole bunch of dudes over here, but luckily they can't do too much. Animations are still, I'm still quite happy and impressed with the animations that this game has presented. If I hit M, there we go. A map that's better than Final Fantasy map. What do you know? See, it's all you gotta do, Final Fantasy, is make a simple map like this. The Final Fantasy map is just a clusterfuck. I don't know what's going on over there. A lot looks like souls, potentially a boss fight. We're gonna talk to her, hand in the quest. We're interacting. Good. Broken arrow. You found some ammunition actually place the arrows in one of the barrels. Done deal. So we'll go ahead and place them in one of the barrels. Done. Now you have arrows and they immediately just start firing up there, it looks like. So we'll talk to him now.
Thank you for the help.
No problem. Level 3. Booyah.
More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and Castle Never. Oh, we got a new
If the bridge
ability.
falls, they will enter the heart of the city.
Okay,
Protect
shut
his
up.
enclave. I must stay and deal with the
All right, what
red
do we got?
wizards. Please go to
Dazing
the bridge
strike.
and aid the defenders.
Snap into the air,
Destroy the undead
catching your
soldiers
opponent
near
with
the
a
gate
crushing
to our
blow
north,
through
so
their
it may be
head.
open
The
safely.
impact causes
Then
the...
talk to
So it's like a
Private
jumping
Wilfred.
strike.
He will get you inside the city and show you the way to the
Alright,
bridge.
shut your dirty mouth. Let's try it. Q button.
Press Q to use dazing
Okay, look at
strike.
that.
Dazing and damaging your
I gotta do it like right next to him though. Am I using up all my... There we go. Let's get next to him. I think he might be dead. Game is having... My internet might be crapping out, to be honest. I did get my new modem in though. So we're gonna try our dazing strike up on these guys over here. Maybe not that one. We're here supposed to killing these guys though. We need to make sure we're killing them. Dead. We'll go dazing strike. And they die too fast for us to use dazing strike. Not really worried about it. So we got this other rogue over here dealing with us. So the game is really beautiful. I can't remember what I was saying before I got distracted. I think I might have gotten distracted. I can't even remember. But the game is gorgeous. I do like the color it uses that it pulls from 4.0. Wow, I'm stuttering a lot there. Generally, it's a good-looking game. The animations, like I said, combat animations are good. The gliding these enemies are doing are quite noticeable, though. So that's kind of a little jarring. And I think a lot of the game takes place inside Neverwinter itself, which is where we're heading, which makes sense. Again, a heavily instanced world is fine with me so long as it plays like one. One of my bigger complaints of
Hello
D&D
again.
Online...
You're looking a good
Yes,
deal
yes,
fiercer
yes.
than when you washed up on the
Can
beach.
you just shut up? That D&D Online, if you remember that game, was that it was...
visible location to travel
God.
to.
We're going over here. The Sleeping Dragon Bridge. Yes. D&D Online, the original one, was that as a paid-for subscription-based MMO, but there was no world. You were in a world full of instants, which, you know, for the basics of D&D makes sense. You're playing a lot of dungeon runs,
They're
you
in
know,
trouble.
combat.
We must go to their aid.
Cutscene! Alright. But I like it. I do like it.
Tap any direction
Yep,
to
I can do
shift
that.
away from
Okay,
enemy
cool.
attacks.
That's how you can do that as well. You can hold. You can just actually hit shift as well. Oh, you can double tap or hit shift. We're just gonna hit this undead soldier. Oh god. See, I do like the combat system. Now we're starting to see a little bit more tactics as far as combat is concerned.
Shift when your stamina is low.
Yes, I know. But there we go. Private Wilfred taking down one dude while I myself am trying to take down like the entirety of the horde. Wilfred, shut up! I'm all right, Wilfred. It's gonna be okay, man. I promise. Oh, the city men are rising. The zombie rotters. Alright, we'll just kill off these guys. Wilfred, don't worry about it, bro. I've got you. That's what I'm here for. Some money on the ground. We'll do one of those. Do one of these. Can I stun everybody? No, but I did do some AoE damage there, which is okay. I wonder if I could turn off double tap. I never looked into it. But double tap, turning it off might be really good. We'll see what we can kill off in the distance. We're just going to throw a million daggers. And Wilfred, don't worry about it. Death is not inevitable, sir. You're just a Debbie Downer. We'll just do one of these. Hey, look at that. Easy. But the tactile combat, the very interactive combat, I do like. And especially for a game I could be playing with other people, I want it to be interactive. I want it to be visceral. I want it to be a lot of fun. So I do like, I generally am enjoying it. Now, the idea that it is free to play, I will address, does worry me. It did worry me and does worry me slightly still. But for something that's just going to be kind of a community play day, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. And I went in with a lot of doubts, and I'm surprised that I actually enjoyed it. It's a death block. Read, Wilfred. God. I'm going to daze him. He's dazed. Oh, God, get out of there. Wilfred, get out of there, man. He's dazed, though. We're just going to jump up at his face here. Ah, get out of there. Alright. He's a death white. I think he's a white is what it's called.
Bloodbath. Flashing from target to target.
Alright.
Dealing
So,
damage to
you're going to get something called dailies. Daily abilities, which... If we hit you, we can take a look at it. New Bloodbath, new class, power, sneak. So sneak is gonna go...
Activate your daily power when your action points are full.
Is sneak... Alright. Increases your run speed by 10% while stealth. Okay, well, I don't know how to sneak right now. So, we're gonna get something called dailies. When this D20-shaped object is full, you can use your daily. And your daily is basically an ultimate attack. It is, something they just use, like, generally on bosses or large mobs. He had something. Let's grab him. We got some potions that we can use now, which is good. But I'll show it off here in a minute.
We're going to make it.
Yes, we are, sir. Wilfred, I have a feeling you might die, though. I could be wrong. Alright, here we go. Let's just, bloodbath. See how I'm just going from target to target? I just killed all of them. Oh, achievements. What would MMO be without the achievement system? Dodged. Archer, archer. And he's dead. But yeah, very cool. I do like that a lot. I should have saved it for this big boss. Okay, relax, relax. Dude, what are you doing? You couldn't even take on one of her minions. Oh no, you're dead. Surprise. Wilfred, you had the name that just was like screaming death. Alright, so we got our first boss fight here. Hopefully we'll be alright. I think we will. I'm gonna kill off the zombies before we approach him. Gather the gold because we are a half-elf rogue. That's kind of what we do. Alright, get out of there. I don't want to deal with you. Can I stun him? I can stun him. I did. I dazed him. He's actually pretty weak, which is always fun. I do a lot of critical strikes, which makes sense because I am a rogue. Ah! Let's see if we can get the ultimate attack off on him. I'd like to see the ultimate on him. I have no stamina. Come on, buddy. There we go. We can get it now. That's alright. Let's do the ultimate attack. Yeah! And we finish up with the ultimate. How badass is that? Very cool. Alright. Still, the game looks good. Cryptic is involved, Cryptic Studios, so that makes sense that the game would still have some pretty high production values. I did pick up the loot. What are you talking about? Oh, Wilfred, you're still alive! How surprising.
Sorry.
Hang on, Private, I'll get help.
Be more cautious. You have to stop her.
I'm sorry, Wilfred.
Lord Neverember is not...
Neverember. Not Lord Neverember. No, Wilfred! Neverwinter. And I think that's a really good introduction to the game. I would suggest checking it out. It's friggin' free. It's quick. It's a really quick download and a really quick patch, surprisingly. It only took me 15-20 minutes for me to patch the game. But it's a super, super fun little game. I don't want to go on. This is not an in-depth look. I'm not going to criticize and critique every little thing. This is meant for you guys to check out. And if you want to join in the Community Play Day, which is going to be coming up, you know, sooner rather than later as we come closer to 10,000 people, I want you guys to be ready for it and some games that I'm going to be playing. I probably will spend like an hour with this game or something online with you guys, maybe a little bit more if people are having a really good time. But here's Neverwinter, and that's it. That's the tutorial, guys. And now you can just join up with people. See how quick that is? You can even do that on your own if you want. But it's super fun. It's called Neverwinter. It's free to play. It's like a Diablo-esque version of action MMO type deal. It's super, super fun. Check it out. If you want to play with me, I will be playing this on my Community Play Day for a little while. I'll put the link below, and you guys can feel free to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this little Community Play Day series that I'm going to have going on for the next couple of weeks. I'll see you later.